Hello everyone and welcome. You're welcome to Geared Space, and today we're going to be discussing the US elections and its impact on cryptocurrencies. I know that this is long overdue, but whichever way we will just see have to have this and get this across your faces today. Today's day of recording is the fifth day of the month of November, and of course this is the exact day. I really do hope after this whole video you would actually get to learn one or two things, and then you will give us a following, subscribe, and be on our Telegram channel because we drop more updates there and you don't want to miss out of the next videos. Please do also try to comment so we can look out for what exactly it is that you are desiring to see and work things around suit just for you. Please, we're going to be diving right now into the video, and then we're going to be discussing this essentially in some 5 points. I want you to enjoy this, and please relax and do enjoy it. Essentially, what you're seeing on your screen right now is the entire crypto market, and I think about a week to the election last week we began to see the market reacting as we entered the month of November. The market seemed to tank briefly, and we can see that in a weekly chart here on BTC. Well, I think almost every coin, let me take this off, so it came like this, boof, about 7 or 8% dump from almost 74,000 US dollars. I think it's very, very much important to note that every cryptocurrency reacted like that. But of course, I think there are key things we need to take note of as we continue into 2025, and of course as we close Q4 2024. Well, we'll be discussing this briefly on about 5 points. The first being market sentiment and election anticipation. Second will be Bitcoin's halving cycle and historical patterns. Then the third will be institutional investors and regulatory clarity. We'll also be discussing technical analysis briefly, and we'll be looking at what November stands for, especially for Web3 adoption, and then we'll draw the curtains. I hope you will stay to the very end. Please do and enjoy this video. We're going to be starting quickly with what we saw on Polymarket, because now I think most prediction markets beautifully begins to make us understand how people and uncertain our emotions can be. I think everyone begins to place bet left and right on Kamala Harris and of course on Donald Trump. I saw this some few hours ago that someone placed $5 million bet on Kamala Harris. What do they know? That's the question from this account, Polymarket. I mean, one of the biggest prediction markets that we can see on chain. And then I think we quickly also noticed something like that earlier on. This guy placed $15 million bet on Trump. What will he come out ahead? These questions are things that of course begs for answer, and I think we need to look at many things, nothing having to do with the number of people in their rally, but of course I think the policies individual candidates are bringing, and I think all those are to be brought to the table as we try to understand what exactly to expect from each person's outcome. Right, so I think Trump is someone who says he's going to fire Gary Gensler, the chairman of SEC, the first day. And
on day one, I will fire Gary Gensler. Whoa.
He made a lot of policies that has to do with, something growth, something energy, something consumers, something. All he seemed to be bringing about, and his policies seem to favor the American, citizen, and one that seems favorable for cryptocurrencies. And of course, Kamala says she's going to be taxing unrealized profits. Well, I'm not here to advocate for any of the both candidates, but clearly looking at the real objective statistics and data available on social accounts, which of course you can read about. So I think, well, from prediction market, there seems to be some lead that Donald Trump has, and I think essentially what we can actually say is fact remains fact that the outcome of this election is going to be impacting cryptocurrency largely, and I think people, and of course what we can begin to see, well, that's just one of data from Polymarket. Of course there are a lot of them. Of everything we seem to begin to see seem to be in favor of Donald Trump. I hope that's not just a online rhetoric, and it's as it is on site. Whichever way, I think we already begin to get heads insights into, or we're beginning to get insight into what exactly this election holds. And then next thing we're going to be discussing essentially is the Bitcoin's halving cycle and historical pattern. I think that for me is very, very, very much great. Come look at this post I made some few hours or maybe a day or two ago. Come with me to my profile. I made this post quickly on this, and this is the post. Come look at it. Yes, you find this here. So of course it was me discussing US election. So this is it. This is the analysis I've made. Of course I did media analysis. I've made analysis some, I don't know, weeks ago, and explaining what actually happens every 4 years. And it's very, very beautiful to watch that every 4 years the Bitcoin market seems to be on the rise. 2012, during the first Bitcoin halving, we had Bitcoin soaring a whooping 11,000% from its low. As you can see, the dates are October the 1st, October the 1st, October the 1st, October the 1st, every 4 years from 2012 all through till now. Right? And so that was the reason why I was like, you know what, even though we were at 61k then, I was saying we are going upwards. And I think that's something very important. Every 4 years the market seems to be very bullish, especially Q4 from October. And so we can see that even in 2016 we recorded 3,000% upward movement on Bitcoin. The same goes for 2020, 550%. Even though we had COVID, even though there was a pandemic, it still went up. And I think the same thing should be the outcome of this year's halving. Q4 should take us at least 50% upward conservatively, in my own opinion. And moon case, we are going to be seeing 100%, and that explains Bitcoin somewhere between $100,000 and 140k. Well, I don't know if all of these are beginning to support your bias as to being bullish, but I think it should be. Well, I think that's very, very much important. Even though the pre-election chart, which I showed us earlier on, a week, Bitcoin seemed to come downwards almost 8%. I think after the election, we're going to be having a settlement, and I think that's very important. Third point, which we're going to be discussing, has to do with institutional investors. Guys, BlackRock is still buying Bitcoin. MicroStrategy still holds a bunch of Bitcoin. All of these are very, very obvious news and things we already know. I think it was some days ago I got to read about the fact that Aladdin, the AI of BlackRock, still signals a bullish market, and I think through major institutional investors assets and portfolio, we can read that there seems to still be some form of expectation, and of course I would say a bullish outcome that seems to be rising on the horizon. So I think that's essentially what I think about institutional investors and what exactly is really ongoing. Of course, y'all know the stories about ETFs and how ETFs and its approvals really brings a whole lot of green in the Bitcoin and of course the crypto market. Well, I'm going to look into the technical analysis very, very briefly, and I hope you've been learning one or two things in the course of this short discussion. Let's look at technical analysis in a moment. Boom, here you go. I've made analysis on the market, and I think market, and I think it's very, very important for us to always look at. Well, from the weekly time frame, of course, y'all must have known my analysis. To a daily time frame, essentially there was, and I had just removed that, a resistance here, which of course the market broke, and this was the breakout. I haven't broken out this resistance, which I just drew right now, as you all can see. The market retested the resistance. I'm hoping you see that. So this is the breakout, this big God candle. They call this candle God candles, and then they retested it, and then we are nicely moving. Well, taking this resistance away quickly, you would realize that the previous week's candle got to this top, came to this point. That was a trading closure point of the last week's candle. The body of the candle closed like this, and of course it opened like this. It came this low, it opened somewhere around $68,700. It came this low, $67,200, $100, and now the body's right there. I think we're just preparing the momentum to rising to renew height. In my opinion, that was why I opened this trade. I opened a long $67,250. For you never to miss out of this trade, you want to join our community on Geared Community. The link will be under this video. Try to join, and then I think we would be seeing the market leading its way above and smashing this higher liquidity above 73, 74k, and I think that's something that will make the end of the story a happy ending. Essentially, that's all I've got to say about the market analysis. It's like that. We've gotten a grab on the buy-side liquidity, which essentially is a market structural shift, which is the market rising above the previous extra range liquidity. That's a story for another time. It's too long to explain, but what I'm saying is the market breaking above 69k was the approval and was the confirmation that we are still in a bullish market. I think that's something, and that's all I've got to say about that. And so we should be rising all along to 80,000 US dollars. The fifth thing I'm going to be speaking on is the November market. It's a how do I explain? The November market is a unusual market. November market sometimes leads in a bearish outturn, sometimes leads in a bullish outturn. I remember 2021 November market turned the market to a graveyard. It was hell. I think that's something, but I must also say this, that November market, in the case of a bullish market, in the case of a bullish cycle, in the case of a bullish moment, will be the exact catalyst for an unusual upwards movement. I'm telling you this so you can actually expect more adoptions, expect more coins to be launched, expect more projects to come to the fore. I think it's very, very much important to say that there are a lot of opportunities in this November, of course, post-election, and this will actually create more room for Web3 in the sense of ownership. As we all can see that major institutions are really tilting towards crypto, I bet you all that major Web2 companies would also begin to not only adopt crypto styles but also flow with the crypto flow. I think all of these are going to be the exact push that the market will actually obtain to attain that height of the market's ATH, all-time high, that we're all envisioning. So I think that's essentially what I've got to say. The US election is just a tile, just one tile, one piece of the old puzzle, and then the technical analysis is there. There are a lot of things that really shape these expectations that will define the crypto market, and I think you all want to look out for that. Subscribe to our channel, keep enjoying Geared Community, join our Telegram channel, and of course, blaze and blast your accounts profitably. Peace out, enjoy, bye, see ya.